Today in the studio, I got a real treat, especially if you like motherfucking making money. You like making money? Better pay attention. Shawn Meaike in the house. If you guys don't know this dude, you better follow him at Shawn Meaike. That's Meaike. That's a fucking, what kind of name is that?
It is German.
German. Shawn Meaike. You can't miss him, dude. The guy's a fucking powerhouse. He started Family First Life. He's breaking records in the financial services. And dude, I credit you for being the dude that I think's changing it. Like these old school companies that have been out there for years and years and years and years and years, they start people at such a ridiculous fucking comp level. It's unbelievable. You were in that rat race and you broke out and said, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. You, against all odds, ended up fucking building something that's now, kicking most of their asses.
Yeah, I think all of them, actually. I think we, Brad, I did that for 6 years, man. I got my insurance license not knowing how it was structured. I just got excited. Guy was like, you want to make some extra money outside of what you're doing now? I was like, yeah, sure. Sounds good. Get your license, go online, get it done. Took me a few days, got my license, went out and started selling policies, and I was hammering my head against the wall for 5 years. All kinds of fees, stuff I couldn't keep up with.
What kind of comp level?
I started 55% comp, and it's funny because somebody said to me, what are y'all trying to do? I said, we're trying to disrupt the market. Like, we want to disrupt it. Because at the end of the day, what I couldn't understand is why, after all these years, could these guys not get their businesses bigger? Like, why aren't they doing billions of dollars? Like, hundreds of millions of people in America, millions of licensed life insurance agents. Why is everybody like, they get to a certain level and everybody quits them and moves on somewhere else? Like, why can't they all stay intact? Why are people leaving the industry? That's what bothered me. This is a great industry. Like, you call people up that ask for help, and you go help them and you get paid really well for it. So I couldn't fathom why they just couldn't scale it. So I knew it was scalable. We just didn't know how to do it when I was in the rat race.
Yeah. Well, last episode you were on,
yeah,
obviously we made a deal. Some people were saying that, Shawn recruited Brad right on live air.
Brad recruited Brad.
Well, I was fucking recruited before you even walked in here. The reason again, I'm in the mind I'm in is because, dude, I look for win-win scenarios.
Correct.
And I can show people right now, and I have been, and folks, stay tuned because we're gonna talk about the deal we made and where we are today so far. But when you can help someone get out of the fucking rat race, right? Help people up out of the norms. Like the doldrums, the average, the rat race. That's what I call it. Like, dude, you're living paycheck to paycheck. You got to ask somebody to take 4 extra days on vacation. You got to ask somebody if you can get your daughter's wedding off. You're in the fucking rat race. I can get people out of the rat race with this vehicle.
Well, you are.
Well, that's what got me turned on by it, because I can help somebody get out of the rat race. Then, on top of that, how are they making money? Well, they're fucking helping families.
Correct.
In case something tragic happens, they're covered. So it's like all these win. It's just a win-win. Like I couldn't believe I hadn't heard about it earlier in my life, or I would have already been a fucking mogul.
Correct. I would agree with that. Well, you're on your way. I mean, that's the thing too. I get asked, not just because I do what I do, and people are always like, can you get on my podcast? I've never been on a podcast but yours. And to be honest with you, I say no all the time, whatever size they are or they aren't. But the only thing that intrigued me about getting on yours was A, it was real. But B, dude, like, you actually wanted to help people. Like, that wouldn't BS. Like, you're like, dude, I have this passion to get people to stop beating their head against the wall for money that will never get them ahead. So when you said that, I was beyond fired up. We started talking and we met and I listened to you talk and yeah, I was excited because you were excited, but I was really excited because, dude, I think about the way I grew up, and I think about a lot of people that grew up the way I did. And nobody walked around and spoke financial literacy into me or getting ahead. Everybody say, good a good job and don't screw it up. That's it. Nobody ever talked to me about, all I ever heard was, you know what, if you're not born rich, you can't be rich. Or if you don't have, everybody around me was so negative. So I've always wanted to reach back and help bring people forward. So when you look at the short period of time you've been involved with, with Real and with Family First Life and what you're doing, I mean, like, you're building this massive entity that's going to make a massive difference in people's lives. And I'd argue that there are companies out there that everybody on here has heard of. But by the time y'all start cranking this thing, you'll create more people. making 6 or 7 figures, then those companies create. Like everybody knows who they are. They might be publicly traded. Like you'll create more wealth for those people because this is a phenomenal industry. I mean, it's been, people are like, how do I know that it will last? I'm like, I got in 08. And in case some of you were too young, 08 was a disaster financially. And I sold a ton of life insurance. And then during COVID, we've literally during COVID, we've seen more people want life insurance. More people have asked for life insurance. So the reality is a lot of people that were not thinking about it because they didn't want to think about it are like, dude, every day I'm hearing about people dying and people this, and then we made a move virtually. So what you're putting together, I really look forward to seeing this thing in 6, 9, 12 months because, dude, you're making a massive difference in people's lives. And yes, when they sell something to get paid, somebody gets life insurance. And their family's better off because, Brad, we're not selling life insurance to people that can take it or leave it. This is middle America. These are people that if they actually don't get the insurance, the financial devastation can take them back generations. Mm-hmm. This isn't people that are like, you know what, I got millions of dollars anyway, and if you get me a policy, so be it. These are folks that are like, hey, I got my mortgage for 180 grand. I got 10 grand in the bank. I'm in the rat race, right? We recruit a lot of those guys too. Like, hey, man, it was great to help you. Do you know what I always just love that. I'm like, you know what I made in the policy? They're like, you'll tell me? I'm like, yeah, you're not paying me. I'll tell you. I'm like, this thing costs you $1,000 for the year, and the insurance company's going to advance me tomorrow $750 for you and your wife. And the client's like, you're going to give you $1,500. I'm like, yeah, for eating dinner at your house, laughing with you, and spending 38 minutes with you, they're going to give me $1,500. Would you like to do it? Now, it didn't mean everybody did. Some people are like, no, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I could sell life insurance. I'm like, what did I sell you? I came to your house, ate food. You sold yourself. That was like,
you don't even have to go to the house anymore.
No, you do over the phone and Zoom, the house. Everything I did was in the home, which was, to me was simple.
If you had to get back in the field.
Oh my God, dude.
Would you just destroy stuff?
I would destroy it. I would destroy it. That'd help 100 families a week with my eyes closed. I love
hey, and by the way,
stuff.
everybody listening, they're like, fuck, I'm going to reach out to Shawn. Don't, motherfucker, because all he's going to do is forward it to me.
If you reach out to me and it has anything to do with his podcast, they're going to go right to my man, Brad.
Yeah, so don't.
It saves one step. Then I have to ask for the cell number, and I got to send it over to Brad.
Yeah, and then you just you keep texting me all these things, and then I'm sitting here, and I text it to somebody, then you're like, are you going to call the motherfucker? And I'm like, did you call the motherfucker? And I'm like, come on, man, why don't you just call?
Do you know how many messages I got last time?
How many?
It was funny. Somebody asked me the other day, and this is like straight up. I've never had, I'll get people reaching out, DM. I might get 30, 40, 50 in a week. That's a big, just reaching out. Hey, I heard about the company. I want to get started. You dropped it. I had 500 in 23 hours. It's thousands.
Yeah.
I know because I got them. Thousands. And I have my own. I have to manage my own. I don't have a big social media team following me around, bro, with cameras and doing everything for me. I'm like, I got to send them to you. And then
you should, though.
I know I should. I know.
Because, dude, again, you built it the fucking hard way, dude. I'm going to build it the easy way. I'm going to use the platforms to draw the people.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
You built that shit fucking brick by brick, dude. When did you start? 08? There was no social media.
Dude, I started in 08. No, we would recruit. Here's one of the things we started doing recently. We would recruit back then. It was just purely warm market list. I'd recruit you and I'd be like, all right, Brad, give me 100. If I thought you knew a lot of people, give me 100 names of people you know.
It was old
names
school.
And old school as could be, dude.
And you were getting paid chump change.
We was getting paid chump change. And I had fees like you couldn't imagine every single month. Buy the books, buy this, do that. I couldn't even keep up. Literally, it was matter of fact, I had a system. I was part of a system where if I recruited you and all your agents and y'all bought leads, I had to pay. You bought the leads. They're your leads. They're not my leads. I had to pay because you bought leads. It was crazy, dude, the stuff that was coming out. For us, it's here, get your leads and everything else is have at it, man.
So here's the question. Someone's listening to this. They're not making, good money. They're just normal labor job.
Yep.
Why wouldn't every single person lay down their shovel
and
come sell insurance?
Here's the thing. Even if you said, we put you in the class, you set them up, get them in class, cost them nothing to get into the class.
I train them not just how to sell insurance, but I train them how to be better people. Correct. Mindset, skill set, 100%. Habits.
Stuff that translates into everything. But if I'm saying, I was roofing houses, doing construction, that's where I met the guy. I was at a house, a multifamily house, I was buying and doing work on. And that's when the guy was like, you want to make some extra money? I'm thinking, yeah, dude, I've been working here 15 hours today to make couple $100. Like, how do I not want to make extra money? But I guess the thing for me is putting down your shovel, doing whatever you got to do. Think about this. What is the worst thing that can happen? I mean, that's my thing. Like, I was talking to a guy the other day and he said, listen, I made 81 grand last year. I said, how are you doing on that? He goes, I can't pay my bills. I said, how much you got in the bank? He's like, nothing. I go, then dude, can it get worse?
That's the rat race.
That's right. But hey, but by the way, can it get worse? See, I was always like, if it can't get worse, who cares? That was always my thing. They're like, they're going to get you.
People say, yeah, I can get worse. I can make nothing.
You have nothing.
I'll get fired. Well, at least I can pay my bills.
But at some point, and that's, hey, great. By the way, I'd rather crash and burn and get everything I got than spend my entire life where one day I die and they go, Shawn Meaike was the best bill payer ever. He was good to the cell phone company, the credit card company. He slept 8 hours a night. He was just a really good bill payer, because bill payers can't do them kind of stuff for their kids. Their kids want to go ahead and do something. Kids want to go to private school. They go to college. Daughter gets married. The bill payers go, who's going to pay for that? And you know what they do? They go, money can't grow. I never forget, my daughter was like in 4th grade. And she said, Dad, my teacher said that, because I always told my daughter that money grows in trees, that you can make money appear. I said, baby girl, I don't know a lot, but we can make money. It's America. There's tons of opportunity. We can go make money. She said, my teacher said that I shouldn't say that. And I said, don't you ever take advice from anybody. I don't care if it's about Taekwondo and you've never done it. Don't take advice from that person. I was literally talking to my daughter when she was like in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade about this stuff. But nobody talked to me about this stuff. My daughter will never be in the rat race. Neither will my son. Never. And it's not about being, I know better than anybody else, but they're going to do their own thing. Whether they work with me or not, they're going to build their own deal, and they're not going to be asking somebody for the day off on Friday. They're not going to be asking they can go to a game. And I've tell people all the time, they go, how did you know you want to do this? I said, my son was in middle school, 6th grade. 6th grade, they play games at 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay. So like, cause it's middle school. They get done at 3, they drive a little bus over, 3:30 game. I coached this team because I was selling life insurance, so I could work when I wanted. You know, I had my schedule. And literally nobody could go to the games. And the parents always say, can you tell me what happened at the game? Could you send me a message? Could you send me a video? And I'm like, dude, I'm coaching. I can't video every damn kid. I'm busy. But they were working. And I was thinking, you know what, dude? Watching your kids play ball is like the coolest thing ever. Like, coolest thing ever. And all these parents can't go because they got a job. And I'm not judging them. I mean, do what you want to do. But then on top of it, they're wanting to know what I can do for them. Can I call them? How'd he do? I mean, some of the things those kids did and the things they accomplished, dude, I was the only adult there to see it. And like, everybody's gonna be okay. The kids are fine. They're not gonna like have these terrible lives, but those dudes can never get that back. And it wasn't that they didn't ask, but it was like, but if I take time off here, we can't go away this 1 week and I can't get out that much. And my boss, I had a guy one day, he's like, well, you understand, right? I go, no, I do not understand, sir. I'm a grown man. I don't understand. I worked my job and I did what I needed to do. My kids were young, but if I needed to leave, I left. If they fired me, they fired me. I've been fired from plenty of jobs. You can't leave today. All right, see ya. But at some point in time, how do you want to live your life? And I think that's what this has given us. I mean, I'll take the freedom. The money's great. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong. But dude, the freedom of living your own life on your terms, the one you got, the only one you get, that's priceless, dude. That is priceless.
I got to look at this picture because I don't know if this fucking looks like you.
Probably not. How old is that thing?
Oh, yeah, it does.
I look better now, I hope.
My readers, dude. My readers.
Okay. All right.
You know, your choice of suit.
It was pretty bad back then,
colors.
Right? Yeah.
You're bold with the style.
Yeah, it was a little bit bold, dude.
You're a bold man.
Yeah, why not? Hey, you want to know why I don't give a I could give a damn. Why? Where?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. And I never have.
But where did you get that?
Get that attitude?
Yeah, like have you always had that?
I think that my mom always worried about what everybody thought. I think she did. Dude, I like, only book I read every day is the Bible. The Bible says nobody can judge you. It does say that. It's got some real tough stuff that makes me real uncomfortable. But the one thing it's pretty crystal freaking clear about the entire time is no other human being can judge you. Period. End of story.
Does it say that?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Because I always say it also says you will know his children by their fruit. So I'm like, I'm not judging you. I'm just a fruit inspector.
Yeah, you're discerning it, 100%.
I'm just inspecting your fruit.
Correct, 100%. But dude, I've always been that way. Who cares? At the end of the day, I guess it's like regret would be really brutal, you know. And I remember being in school, and this fool, he used to we would be on a heading to the bus stop every day, and my mom was working 3 jobs, you know. And my brother would be with me. And this dude, he was like, I don't know how old he was. He was like in first grade, and he would take bottles and throw them at us as we were walking up and down the street, you know? And that was the first day I was like, what is he doing? The other kids are running. And I'm like in first grade. I'm like, first of all, I'm not fast. So I ain't running from anybody. And I think God didn't make me fast because I'm not going to run from anybody, right? Like ever. And I'll never forget my brother. I was like, dude, my brother's like in preschool walking with me. So he threw one at me and I threw it back, dude. And the kid's like 15 years old. And that was the first time I got like beaten, right? And I remember later my mom was like, well, I don't understand. I was like, I'm not running from anybody ever in my life. And my father taught me that. He was really, really hard on me. And my mom did a lot of raising us by herself. But when he was around, it wasn't, you know, you didn't back down, you know, you didn't walk away, you know, and you didn't want to live the rest of your life worrying about what that kind of feeling. So I'd rather take a beating than go walking away. Not that that's good or bad, but that's how I just kind of see things.
So what if you were at a bar and somebody slapped your girl's ass?
I would pummel them. I know that's not the right. I'm just telling you. You're asking me. I would convince them to swing. I would convince them to swing at me first, and then I would pummel them.
Well, that's it. But what if they wouldn't?
I'd get them to do it, or I'd accidentally bump into them. Something
I was talking at this talk the other day, and I said,
"No, your answer's the right answer." I'm sure
they put it on. Yeah. They put it on social media, and you get a bunch of freaking people saying like, you know, fuck, dude, you got to defend your woman, and it's like, technically, you know, I would have to have it happen before I could judge, because I'd probably not be able to.
I don't know if you can restrain yourself.
Well, it just depends. Like if the motherfucker's 7 feet tall and fucking, I'm gonna get killed. I whack him.
You ain't gonna get killed.
But if I did, I wouldn't punch him. I'd kick him in the fucking nuts. Really hard, and hope to God it worked. But at the end of the day, you know, the true answer I try to tell people is, life is about choices.
100%.
And no matter where you are in your world, it's the choices that you're 100%. Making that are putting you there. So if people think that they're, you know, forced to make all these different choices, they're not. And I use that as an example because most people think, well, yeah, you got to defend your girl. Well, again, if your girl truly loved you, she does not want you in a fight, first of all. Second of all, you could theoretically get in a lot more trouble than 100%. It's worth. So the right choice, the smart choice, if you're going to make good choices, is to not do anything. Why? Because that's the best choice. That's fucking why. Hey, now, everyone wants to argue it, but that is the best choice.
But here's the thing. You got to make the choice you can live with.
Well, that you can live with. But again, that goes back.
100%. And I'm not, listen, dude, I ain't discerning.
You added to it that you can live with.
That's right. You're making your choice. If my son said, Dad, what if this happened? I'd be like, dude, you don't need to put your hands on anybody. But you're asking me, and I'm being honest with you. You're asking me now. You have to be in the situation.
If you had a crystal ball and you'd ended up 12 years in fucking prison,
hell no,
exactly,
of course not.
But that's all I'm saying is like people's actions create their consequences and their fucking results. So like, just think about your actions more.
Well, it depends on how quickly you whack him, because it'll be self-defense. He hit her and you hit him. Yeah, that's self-defense.
You're protecting her.
That's exactly right, dude. But I'd be real smart about it. I can tell you that. I'd be real smart about it. I just use
that analogy.
But it's a good. I saw your thing. It's a good analogy.
And it's the same. And it's the same point. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be your girl, because that pisses people off. Especially fucking. Don't touch my shit. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it could be fucking. Did you make one more call? Did you, go to one more meeting? Did you fucking 100%. Make all that? It's just choices.
100%.
But dude, you obviously made a choice at some point, because you were getting not like dicked, but you were in the normal old financial services where you were working for 55%.
And I was working like 70, 80 hours a week.
Like I took your lead. Well, and I don't know where you start people, but I was told like in the beginning, you started them at 90, which is fucking the highest in the land. I said, well, fuck it. I got to outdo Shawn a little bit. I'm going to start motherfuckers at 100.
There you go.
Love it. You started them at 90 back in 2008.
Dude, even when, we started the company in 13, but 2008, every time I got my comp high, I brought it with me. You know what I mean?
So you only been 8 years in biz?
8 years fan first life. 8 years
How
and a few months.
How fast did it grow once you started it?
Now, first year we did 8-9 million, and last year we did over 600 million. And our goal this year is to be close to $1 billion in paid life and.
So you did 8-9 million your first year.
First year, 8-9 million.
So again, I need my marker so I can see if I outpaced you.
You get 10 million your first year. You should be able to, especially with this dropping bombs thing. I mean,
Dude, and it's like,
it would
dude,
actually be bad if you didn't.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Dude, it's like so many people are hearing it. They're coming in. Some of them aren't finishing school. What would you say to the people that are listening to this? They started the school that I paid for.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And they fucking can't get themselves through goddamn school.
Here's what I would say to them. I think, first of all, the thing I always try to do is, as much as I want to challenge people, I do want to breathe life into them. And I mean that. Like, I think for me, you know, I went to small school. I went to college to play baseball. I got a degree in social work for whatever it's worth. I didn't have any business background, business education, and that kind of stuff. The class isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but getting through it's not hard. The testing's not ridiculously hard. And once you have it, you have this license to go ahead and make money when you choose to. So what you have to do going to class is have the right expectation, which is, dude, it's not going to be like, if you watch something on Netflix, you'll probably be more entertained. You'll still be broke, but you'll be more entertained. So you have to sit down and go, here's the window of time I'm going to do. You know what that means? Probably not playing slow pitch softball. Probably not drinking every night in your dart league and your bowling league. Just going, you know what? I'm tired. And I think at some point, Brad, one thing people have to understand is, at some point, being broke ain't cute in anybody. And I think that's the struggle for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, 16, 17, 18, hanging out, living off your mom or your dad, or not having a job, that's fine. But dude, 24, 25, 30, 35, like, dude, have some respect for yourself. And at some point in time, you've got to suck it up and go. So I think you have to have the right expectation. If you're in class right now and you started, you got in, Brad put you in, paid for it, dude, finish it. And guess what? If you only tried it for an hour and now you want to go back to it, go back to it. But guess what's happened since we did that podcast? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people finished it, got a license, and went out and started meeting with people. And a lot of people don't finish the class because they think, well, man, it's going to be really complicated. Let me break it down for you guys. The men and women that are doing very well with us come from myriads of backgrounds. Very few of them have this financial services background degree. A lot of them worked Uber, grocery store, delivering
CPA.
Food, at CPA, we have attorneys, we have everybody. My point is,
ex-military veterans.
A lot of ex-military, a lot of ex. I played ball through college, played a little bit of pro ball, and I'm done. Don't know what to do.
Single moms,
single
MLMers.
dads. Everybody. But what I would
real estate agents.
Brad, what I would say to them is, it's a small sacrifice.
Car salesman.
To have the ability. Yeah, I mean, everybody, dude.
Furniture salesman.
Everybody. Solar.
Dude, it's fucking crazy how many people.
Everybody.
Like, you look around like, well, pest control, dude, I know some people make some good money selling pest control.
Hey, they do, seasonally.
But, dude, you go to the car business, and there's a few people making $200-300, and you're working fucking 200 hours a damn week for sure. It's like, dude, if I were in the car business, I'd fucking instantly go get my license while I'm selling cars. And the second I fucking got it, I'd start selling insurance to the people I'm selling cars fucking to on the side.
But that's the thing we said earlier. If you're to your analogy with the shovel, dude, I got my license and I kept working my job. I kept working my job for a while. I went out on the weekends and sold. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I can quit my job, then get your license and a couple days a week, go sell some policies. And guess what? Maybe you'll realize I don't like helping people. Maybe you will. I don't know. But you can do this whenever you want. It's not like you have a job and you're like, all right, well, now I got another job where I have to be there 60 hours a week. You make it whatever you want it to be. Yeah. I had Saturdays and Sundays off in 2008. Those were my only 2 days off. That's when I worked. I worked during the week at my jobs. And every Saturday and every Sunday, I worked each day. I did that for probably 9 months. I kept my jobs. I worked Saturday and Sunday. 2 kids to take care of, bills to pay, other people in my family to support. I had to make that money. After 9 months, I was like, dude, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. But a lot of people don't think that way. We hire a lot of part-time people, man. They get their license. They do this part-time. Maybe they switch. My buddy, I have a lot of car guys. They got those, say exactly what you said. They got their license. They did it for, most of the guys have 1 day off. They work 6 days. And they would go out that day and make a few policy sales and be like, dude, I can do this. I can scale it. All right. But to your point, I don't know why everybody doesn't get a license. I really actually don't. Real estate, did you ever get your real estate license?
No.
That takes a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a lot of class. You sit through the class, you listen to the instruction. Like, it's not, you can't get into class, finish in a couple days, and take the exam. You just can't do it that way.
And not a lot of realtors start out making big bank.
No,
Dude,
I did that for 10 years,
can
dude.
jump on this deal as long as they.
And if you're a realtor, why wouldn't you have an insurance license already?
100%.
Why wouldn't you just get both? I love real estate. Why don't you have this? Because when your client's gonna get a house, nobody's gonna sell them a mortgage protection policy. They're gonna fill out a lead and send it to us. Why don't you just help them? Hey guys, great job. Would you like to look at this program that would protect your mortgage in the event you die or become disabled in the next 30 years? And if you don't die in 30 years, Brad, we give you all your money back, dude. Is that sound of interest to you? How hard is that to sell?
Dude, this shit's not hard to sell.
I know.
And what's crazy is when people realize that the average person can jump on. Again, to me, the hardest part's getting your license. Now, what about the people that already have their license? Like, how come they're out there not thinking?
Because we do a terrible job. How come you hadn't heard of us? We do a terrible job getting our message out there, Brad. I can't imagine. Two answers. First of all, we need to do a better job getting our answer out there. And some folks are bought into this idea that, well, I'm part of a good culture. I'm very loyal. Well, guess what, Brad? You should be the most loyal to your family. Your loyalty should lie first and foremost, which I know it does, with your family. Your job isn't to make Tom rich or Tim rich or Chris rich. And how come they are doing so well? I was like enamored by people that are attracted to people because they've made a certain amount of money in the life insurance business and they're not making any money, but they're excited that this guy is. And I'm like, dude, you know he has all that stuff because he takes all your money. Like, you have zero chance. When I was in the industry in 2008, I was at a meeting like in 2012. Guy come over to me and the guy had cars and all kinds of stuff there. And the guy pulled me aside and said, let me ask you a question. I said, what? He said, do you think you can ever, you at your comp level and your structure can ever achieve what the guy that owns the company is achieving? And I said, no. He goes, then why are you still working here? And I didn't know he was quitting. I knew that. And he was like, why are you still here? He said, none of us have a shot. See, at Family First Life, you know how many people were making more money than the company was for years and still do like, dude, what do I care? We set it up great. Some of these guys have come out and done amazing things. They've done their own integrity deals, which has been great, and been able to partner and get really well. Like, dude, I'm excited for everybody. We're making money together, not off of people. So if you're out there in the business and you're under, I told the guy yesterday, he goes, well, I love the people I work with. I go, I got an idea. Get your contract with us because you're at a 50. We'll give you 100. You can still go to their picnics, go to the barbecues, hang out with them all you want. Sell life insurance over here. He actually goes, that sounds pretty good. I think I'm going to do that. I said, all right. I said, but here's the question you got to ask yourself. The minute you leave, and this is a good indicator if you're in the business and if you're working at a company, if you stop making them money, will they still love you or will they hate you? Because what you find, now me, if Tom Smith goes, I'm going to go work somewhere else, okay, sounds good. And then Tom calls me in a year, hey man, I want to come back. Okay, sounds good. Like, I didn't hate Tom because I wasn't making money off him. A lot of these companies out there have tried to convince you that you have no choice. And the reality is that's a lie. You do have a choice. Family First Life is a choice that will pay you more. Why don't you take advantage of it? Why would you ever go home to your family? That's what I was doing. Going to my kids, look them in the eyes and know I could be making twice as much minimally. If I would, like, why? But before I started, Brad, everybody had the same structure. Everybody was like that 50-55. You work your way all the way up to like 100, 110. And then we come in, talking about dropping bombs. We're like, hey, here's 140. Boom. How do you like that? Now we have 145 mortgage, 144 final expense. People say, why don't you just do 120? You'd be bigger and you'd be higher than everybody else. Because, dude, we want to give away as much as we can so we don't have to worry about crazy turnover. Everybody's happy. Everybody's doing well. We can sleep at night, and a little bit of a lot becomes a lot. So I think if you're licensed out there and not selling with us, we have no contract. Why wouldn't you call Brad? Well, I listen to Brad's podcast all the time, and you're not selling with us. Somebody explain that to me. You're on here watching anyway, which means you like Brad, obviously, because you're watching this thing. You'd like to be in business with him, and you're at less comp somewhere else. If you're at a company with no leads, you should quit, and they should join you. If you're at a company and your comp's below 100%, you should quit. You should quit when? Today. Whatever day this is, quit today. Wednesday's a good day to quit midweek. Monday's a good day to quit, whole week off. Weekends, like, quit your company. If they ask you to sign a contract, quit. If you don't own your own business, quit. Because you can't ever say, it's not yours. It's not saleable. So at the end of the day, Brad, I don't know why other than we got to get more aggressive and save more agents. Because you know what bothers me? I worked at another company for 6 years. You know when people tried to recruit me? None. Nobody ever called me.
Wow.
I was number one guy there, selling a ton. Nobody, I don't know. Nobody ever called me. Nobody ever called me. So we gotta get a hold of people and let them know what's going on out there because they deserve it. They do. I told people, I said, we'll never sponsor national collegiate football games. They won't name stadiums after us. We're going to make sure we all make money together. And I remember when we first launched the company, people would come to my office, they'd go, wow, I expected it to be bigger and nicer. And I'd go, yeah, it will be. We'll lower your comp and then we'll have a nicer office. They'd always go, no, the office is fine. It works pretty well. It's serviceable. Like, dude, we got it. And what we're doing now, I always told people, if we make it 4 years, the alleged competition is screwed.
Why wouldn't you make it 4 years?
Because it was a really tough battle for us for 4 years.
What do I have to look out for?
Man, you don't have what I had. I had all the expenses. I had everything. So for you, I think it's working in the right places. So people that are watching this today, dude, there's some people out there, whatever, ex-military athletes, I don't care where, who are going to come in and get their license. They're going to get it really fast. And those people we should pour into. Because you talk about being a fruit inspector, we should pour into them. They're serving, they're working hard, and those are the people that you want to bring with you the fastest.
Yeah.
But how cool would it feel to take somebody that's making 130 grand, 180 grand a year, killing themselves, asking for time off, and be able to go, hey, if you did this and you could change your income dramatically by this amount, would you be interested? Is everybody going to be good at it? If you don't work and have a bad attitude, you will be bad at it. Of course you will be. But dude, what if? And I always say to people, they always go, well, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? See, that's how broke people think. That's how I was raised. Be careful. What if it doesn't work, Shawn? And I was always like, but what if it does? And some of these other people, have money. They have a lifestyle. They have stuff. They don't seem to be concerned about what we're concerned about. They have cleats that fit. They don't have to walk to practice. And I mean, it's like, I'm okay. Like, I love my mom, Shawn, but like, they have stuff we don't have. That's what scares a lot of broke people. This idea of what if it actually does work? Your friends will dislike you. By the way, if you start changing your life and you make a lot more money than your friends, they will dislike you. You need one hand to count the amount of people are going to pull for you if it doesn't benefit them in your life. And if you think you have more than that, you're lying to yourself. You do not. People are pretty selfish and pretty narcissistic by trade and by nature.
There's a bomb. Diggity. So now you're what? You're not retired. You're running around, still going to meetings with fucking 20 people in them.
Love what I do. I'll do
a meeting
with 10.
Billionaire, and if you're not, you're going to be soon.
I don't care about that. Dude, we are going to not. I was with somebody did a meeting this past week. We did Saturday and Sunday. That was part of my marketing Saturday. I was like, do you work at a company where the guy in charge works on the weekends? No, you don't. Quit and join us because they don't care. Dude, I'll do a meeting with 5 people in Anchorage, Alaska.
Dude, it's clear.
It's my job.
It's clear that they don't care. Do you know how that's clear? Your comp plan to begin with.
I know.
Like, how the fuck are you going to take care of somebody by giving them way less than you could have?
And before we started, you could get away with it because nobody else was doing it.
Yeah.
And now we are. So guess what, guys? I told the guy the other day, he said, well, you're recruiting all my agents. I said, well, first of all, they're not your agents. They're independent people. They're not your possessions. And number 2, I'm not done until I recruit them all. I've just gotten started. Dude, I did not come here to make friends with you. I came here to take over and put people in a better position. Now, if you want to change your comp plan and match ours, go for it, bro.
That's what they should do.
But they won't.
They won't.
And I had a guy one day, I appreciate his candor. He said, Shawn, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I see what you're doing. It's working, but I've made so much money doing it this way that even if it doesn't grow, I'm making so much money, I can't even see myself changing it. I said, you say that until all your people quit. But dude, it's a big industry. There's millions of people licensed. So for us, let's go save a lot more people, man. That's my passion every day. I love it. I get excited. I had a guy send me a message earlier. He's got 7 from a company, right? It's not 700 or 70. And I'm smiling ear to ear. And I'm smiling because these people now are going to change their lives. Matter of fact, you'll like this story. We had a guy. He was at a different company, one of our alleged competitors. You go, they're competing with you. Not really, dude. We're like near $1 billion, and they do $30 million a year. So like the University of Alabama does not really compete with like, Anchorage, Alaska Tech. I mean, they're both college football teams, but it's not close, right? So he's at a company, and they're doing this company-wide Zoom. And he's quitting because he's at like a 55% comp. He's killing it. And nobody talks to him. Nobody loves on him. They don't even know he exists, right? They actually told him that he was going to do an introduction for some meeting. And they said, you need to have more tragedy and tell us how we changed your life. And he's like, dude, like, what are you talking about, man? So he decides he's going to quit. So he gets on a Zoom. This is the kind of quitting I like. Gets on a Zoom. And they're like, hey, is anybody? And there's a lot of people on for the company wide. He said, anybody got any questions? They always do this, like questions, comments, or complaints. Ha, ha, ha. He goes, yeah, I got something. And they're like, hey, man, because he's a big producer. He's like, want to let y'all know something, man. Tired of being paid when I'm being paid. I'm quitting and joining Family First Life. If they're trying to mute him, he's like, so you want to join me? Here's my phone number. Here's my email. Here's my text me. Let's go. He said in 7 minutes I had a post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Dude, I wasn't playing. And it was like, he said, but Shawn, everybody was so afraid to be honest. Like, why can't I leave and go somewhere else? I'm an independent agent. Like, that's what's been messed up about this industry for 10, 20, 30, 50 years. People would say to me, they poach agents. How do you poach? They're people that are independent. How in the world?
You sneak up with burlap bags.
That's what I'm talking about.
Snatch them.
That's what I'm talking about. But, dude, they're not your possession. And that's where they're screwed. They, for too long, thought these people will never leave me.
It's just like sheep.
Better believe it. Well, guess what, dude? There's every once in a while, there's sheep, there's wolves, and there's sheepdogs. We're a bunch of sheepdogs.
Well, I can tell you that, if I'm entering the industry and I see somebody, recruiting people at 55%, 35%, even lower, I think to myself, well, dude, they're doing something right because they got fucking people being recruited at that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm offering 100% to start. Like, what if you matched whatever they're saying to convince people to do it for fucking less, plus you don't do it for less?
Correct. And I don't even know that it's anything. I think, Brad, there's 2 million licensed agents. So
you just think these people don't know about any other option?
Hey, I didn't know. So I was there for 5 years. I didn't know. I worked for 5 years I didn't know I didn't know anything else. I didn't even know it was now there was no Family First Life. Here's the other thing, Brad. We've only been here 8 years. So when you go, how do they know? Dude, there's guys been doing this 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
True.
And we've only been doing 8. So all the stuff we're doing, it is only 8 years old.
Yeah.
And we didn't recruit like crazy the first 4 years. We were just trying to stay alive. We didn't pour a lot of money into it. Just now, again, we've really hammered the last 2-3 years recruiting. And our goal is to be at billions a year as a company and have hundreds of thousands of agents helping families with life insurance.
Well, my goal is to help you with that by recruiting millions new ones.
And I know you will.
I think with my training technology here, by the way, you guys were in here filming the other day.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable.
Dude, when you see that go into play, you guys will fucking grow exponentially. I
have no doubt about
it. As a backbone.
Agreed.
But so I'm leveraging that technology. So I got the right training. We're not just training, how to sell insurance. We're training how to be better human beings. Mm-hmm. The culture that's evolving is incredible too. But for anybody that's like unlicensed, it's a no-brainer unless you're already making millions, and that's Correct. Cool too. But if you're not, I would look into this for sure. But the second one is if you have a license, you're not making money, or you have a license and you're getting paid half, or you have a license and you don't own your book of business, or you have a license and it's just not serving you, dude. Park that license. I say park it, but bring that license right over to Real Financial. Mm-hmm. We'll show you our systems that are making regular people hundreds of 100%. Thousands of dollars a year in income, because that can get you out of the rat race. That's 100%. A start. Mm-hmm. And then I'll show you how to build an agency. But one thing that I have is all these people coming.
Yeah, you do.
So I can hand people to people, meaning if you're an agent out there with 9 guys on your team, I can give you 9 fucking hundred if you can manage them and you can teach them to win. Why? Because I'm telling them, come with me and you will win. So I need winners winning so I can help, the brand new ones. Because, dude, if you have experience, there's a big difference. I mean, I've only been in this a little time and I'm learning every single day.
You are.
And I wish I knew everything the day I started, but I didn't. I've made some mistakes already. I've only been doing it a few months, and I'm like, well, shit, dude, I wish I'd have known that. I wish I'd have known that. I wish I'd have known that. So you take these guys that are out there with a license, not killing the game, obviously. Again, if you're happy with where you are, stay where the fuck you are, even if you're getting paid half. If you're happy and you're with family and it's
do your thing.
Your life's carved out and your friends, and it's like, dude, just stay there. But there's a lot of people not like that. They're out there busting their ass. They get no appreciation. They don't know how to buy leads, set up systems. They don't know how to train and onboard new people. But more importantly, they don't even know how to get that many. I ask people sometimes, how much does like Colonial Life recruit in a year? Dude, they're lucky if they recruit 700 people in a year. Is that crazy? Like, dude, we should be recruiting 700,000 people
100%.
A month.
100%.
Because there's that many people struggling, and there's that many people with cell phones, and you can do this from a fucking cell phone. Mm-hmm. And now you're out of the rat race. And whether you end up a hotelier or a freaking real estate mogul, or you open up a school for the blind, You had to get out of the rat race to do that.
Correct.
This is just a vehicle. And quite frankly, that license is valuable. Yeah. Once you have that license, man, it's almost like a lottery ticket. It's almost like a driver's license in a world of cars. Like you need that license, even if you're a realtor. And when I'm thinking to people like realtors, there's so many fucking struggling realtors. Like, dude, you don't get rich selling houses. You get rich investing in real estate. Right? Like these realtors, they try to sell a house. I always say,
I sold them for 10 years and never got rich.
Dude, I always say to realtors, if it's such a good fucking deal, how come you ain't buying it?
Why don't you buy it and resell it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, well, I'm just a realtor. Right? There's no money in realty, and 90% of realtors are broke. Dude, go get your damn license to sell insurance. It's easier, and you'll instantly. And by the way, there's thousands of people already doing it, so you can see all the testimonials and proof you want. You ain't got to believe some guru. This is possible, when it isn't. It's happening every day, just not with you because you haven't fucking pulled the trigger. This almost sounds like a commercial, but I don't care, and here's why. If everybody listening to this went and got their license, applied step by step, because we took all those things that they got to do, we brought them into 3 stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, they're making money. Now the question is, what do they want to do? Because again, they're 1099 independent business owners, really. I just helped them. Right?
Correct.
So now what do they want to do? They want to build a massive agency? Do they want to freaking, learn to invest into cash flow properties? Like, what do they want to do? That's to me, the real part. Like, dude, build a real fucking life.
Correct.
And it isn't, let's hope you sell insurance your whole life. No. That's where it begins. That's where it begins. And dude, when you made your deal, because I don't even know if you fucking have a deal. It's almost like you're probably integrity too. You're just not telling anybody.
Oh, we didn't do integrity.
No, I mean, you are.
We partner with integrity.
No, I know. But
October 2019.
I was being funny. Like, in other words, you're probably integrity too. You just haven't told anybody.
No,
it seems like Shawn's everywhere. But long story short, the book of business can be sold.
Yeah, it's yours
with a built-in buyer.
Correct.
Integrity will write you a check.
Where does that happen? Like
nowhere.
That's a thing. That's a thing for me with people that have been there, because the biggest lie in the business, I don't like a lot of the stuff that goes on. Believe me, it makes me literally sick to my freaking stomach. But the one that gets me is this fake equity. And what's happened is, since we started doing this, people go like, we have equity in the company. I always go, what do they give you in writing? Well, I don't have anything in writing. They don't have any equity. When you do a deal, whether it's a house, whether I buy this commercial building, whether I buy into your business, I don't give you my money without having something in writing to show me what I actually own. What my attorneys wouldn't let me do that. That would be ridiculous. So for us, when we were able to do that, and then people, and now it's already been 24 in a year and a half, have been able to say, hey, here's what I got. I got agents I work with. We got clients, got a book of business. They're my clients. And to be able to partner with an entity like that has been absolutely ridiculous for me, because I never even honestly, Brad, knew that was possible. We didn't launch 8 years ago. One day we're going to be able to do this, and then these guys have this, because nobody was doing it like anywhere. So for us, I think when you look at what people have done, I was sitting at dinner last night with 4 or 5 people that have done it. And I'm like, isn't it weird for y'all to say that you partner with them and like seriously, you're millionaires, like multi, like that's where you were like, you were making $12 an hour, and like you were like behind in your mortgage 3 months, and like you two like hadn't even had a real job yet. Like, how crazy is that? And they're like, I said, just take a minute, say nothing, and just like chew on that. Think about that. Like that. And again, like you said, to go do whatever you want to do in your life and in the world. I mean, that was the deal. I never got my insurance license thinking I'd sell insurance for the rest of my life. I never even thought I'd be in it for 10 years. I got my insurance license to help, as you always say, get me out of the rat race. I was just tired of living check to check. And every time I read a study, it says 70% of Americans say they're living check to check. And then I read one that says 70% says living check to check, but then 50% said they can't even live check to check. So 70% are like, I'm living check to check. 50% are like, I don't even make it to my next check. And there's hundreds of millions of Americans. Like, what are we doing? Like, why? And by the way, everybody says that. Every study you read about this business, you realize how much freaking opportunity there's. How many underinsured and uninsured Americans there are, especially in the middle American market. How many people say, I don't have enough or don't have any life insurance. And how many people die every single day with no life insurance. Where for a matter of what it would be a day for Starbucks or yes. So it's, I mean, dude, a guy told me when I was young, fill a need and you'll become wealthy in time and money. Fill a need. You got to fill a need. And I was like, that life insurance makes sense to me. And Family First Life fills a need. We will put you in a better position. You will make more comp here. You will get more carrier comp. You will get a bigger bonus. Like, dude, that's what it's about.
Now, what happens when people say, like, well, dude, you keep saying Family First. He keeps saying Real Financial. Like,
because Real Financial.
What's the difference?
Here's the difference. You run your massive agency and we work together. You have this massive deal, Real Financial, right? We launched Family First Life. And before we did our original podcast, we talked about it. You said, I'm going to build this massive deal. You guys already got a blueprint. Why don't we look into it and follow it? I was like, cool. Your business is your business. It's 100% owned by you. We just do business together. That's what the whole thing's about. But Real Financial, everything you're talking about today, 900 people giving to you, the systems Real Financial have, those are your systems in Real Financial. Some of the training we're going to start doing through your program, which is great. So everybody that comes through this deal goes to Real Financial. We work with each other. We started 8 plus years ago. But the thing about Brad, and I got to say this, because when we met, I thought he's done really well. He's very successful. I'm going to be honest with you. And I was like,
I prefer.
How hard is it going to be to work with this guy? Seriously. I was like, I'm wondering, like, how hard is it? What's been amazing, Brad, for me with what you've done is outside of all the amazing success you've had, and I hope I'm this way, you were like, all right, dude, I'm new to this spot. Real Financial is going to be huge, but y'all have a blueprint. I want to tap into some of that stuff, and let's chat about this and this and this. And I was like, see, if I was going to launch a podcast, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd be like, hey, dude, you got a minute? Because I know nothing about it. And I'd be a sponge. Like, I really would be. I'd be like, it's a sponge. Like, I'd be like, tell me what I need to do. What are the pitfalls? What do I have to avoid? And dude, I think the people that work with you at Real Financial should be really excited about the fact that you got a passion for helping them. You got phenomenal systems. You have a huge audience. I mean, I never recruited that many people in 8 years. So, I mean, it's been unbelievable. But also, dude, you're willing to continue to adapt and grow and learn because you want everybody to win. And
that's the only way it works.
I know, dude. There's a lot of people that get to this point. I mean, humble and hungry. There's a lot of folks that get to 1/100th of where you are and they go, I got it figured out. And then one day they ain't got nothing anymore because they stop growing, they stop learning, they stop changing, they don't transition with the times. And so, dude, Real Financial is where it's at, man. I'm excited for you.
Well, I appreciate it. You know what I figured out, and this is, I think, the key to it all. I don't try to make money anymore. Like, I made money and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm making money. Now what? Now what do I got to worry about? I just wake up and figure out, and it sounds cliche and cheesy and like fucking, bullshit, right, but it's true. I wake up and figure out, how can I help people?
Yeah.
Because I got money. I'm making great money. The question is, how can I help people?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I chose Real Financial as one of them.
Which is why it's working.
Well, because it's a ladder.
Yeah.
It's like all I'm doing is I'm exposing people that are listening to this podcast. There's a lot of people listening that make way more money. There's insurance agents listening right now. There's furniture store executives. There's lawyers. There's doctors. There's chiropractors. I get the masses of all kinds listening to this podcast. And all I say to them is, hey, this guest did this, so you don't have to worry about, bumping your leg. Or I just keep bringing guest after guest after guest. But when I brought you last time and we made that deal, it's like, dude, I need you to come back for a number 2. First of all, to say how we did, how we've done so far.
Crushing it.
Again, in my modest opinion, I think we haven't even got started.
Well, and I believe you, but you have a better, dude, I've never seen, it's like you came into the business, but you have this vehicle and you have this following that will take, and I agree with you. I think you're going to, you should, I tell people all the time, I tell everybody as big as they are at the company, try to be a couple years behind the company. And I love you going like, dude, what'd y'all hit? How quick can I hit? That's the fastest person to, $1 million a month. How can I do that? But you guys are at this tipping point because you have so many people in class and so many people are getting ready to get contracted that the amount of families you're going to help in the next 3, 6, 9 months, it's going to be pretty astronomical. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like. And what you said about being cliche, but dude, I love that part. See, for me, all the other stuff, your truth, that's all great, dude. And I like it. I love being around you. I love talking. I love listening to you. But the way you talk about people when they get out of the rat race and the passion you have when you reach down and freaking yank them up, dude, that's why it's going to work. The systems are great and they are awesome. And what y'all have that's awesome. But I'm telling you, dude, the fruit you're going to get, talk about being an inspector, from having that attitude. Because I believe you. I know that's your attitude. Your attitude is, dude, I get it. I just want to help more people. I want to make a difference. And if another 100,000 people, 2.7 million people go, you know what? My mom and dad got in the insurance business, and that was part of the stepping stone to get wherever they got to. And there's a dude named Brad in Real Financial, and that helped change my life. You know, I was talking to a guy today, Dom, I'll tell you his name, Dominique Rogers. And he said, man, had you never recruited Marcus and recruited me, my kids wouldn't be here right now. Like, I was so financially unstable, there was zero chance I would have gotten married and had kids. Like, my children wouldn't have been born. And that's when I start going like, that's pretty deep. Like, that's some crazy. And what was he going to do? He got done playing college baseball, had nothing, no experience, never had a job. So, dude, what y'all are going to do, I think, is going to shatter some financial services records. And we already shattered them at FFL. So I think what you're going to do at Real, dude, and I'm excited for it. I want to be in business with people that do better than I did. That's awesome. That's my ultimate goal. So I think when you get done your first 12 months, you look back at how many families y'all helped and how many agents you helped make a difference, how many people you got out of the rat race.
Dude, we need to hurry the fuck up, though.
I would agree with that.
It seems like time is ticking.
I love the fact you got no patience, brother.
I'm trying to plug the holes. If there's any holes in the process, it's like right now on this podcast, you'll get thousands of people reaching out to you. When in reality, we already said don't
reach out. Real.
I know, but my point is people don't listen.
Yeah, I
know. We'll bring somebody in. We'll say, "Hey, go get your license. I'll pay for it." They'll literally, register for school. Then they won't finish. And it's
but some do though.
Did I have to tell you to finish too? Did I have to tell you to finish? So I just want to be clear with people. If you're interested in doing something, get a hold of. Well, you don't get a hold of. Go to bradlee.com/let's go. If you're not licensed, because that will take you to get your license. Compliments of Real Financial.
Yeah.
If you are an agent, then you go to bradlee.com/agent. If you're already licensed, you don't need to go through that rigmarole. We can get you going quick, but you might want to talk to somebody, have questions. Go to bradlee.com/agent and just put in your name. Just run through the little automated thing I got there. That'll put you on our database, and then we can reach out. Me and you can talk, and we can make you a deal. Bring your whole agency over if you need to. Right. And by the way, I got one that has about 85 people producing. Mm-hmm. And I asked him, what's your comp level? And he said, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, why the fuck would you operate?
Correct.
Like, who convinced you to do that? Because this guy already, and he convinced 85 other people to do it.
I convinced hundreds of people at my old company, thousands to do it.
Let me tell you something. This dude's a young, aggressive dude. Like, these guys are going to freaking kick ass. I said, dude, let me ask you a question. What if I brought you over, gave you this, trained your people? You can tap into all our training. You can even have your own version of it, and you can literally keep your name, like recruit. I'll help. I'll give you thousands. If you show me you can kick ass, dude, I'll give you hundreds of people that are coming to me wanting out. I'll give them to you to help them as long as you help them.
Correct.
The guy freaking signed up in 5 seconds.
Love it.
Because nobody I don't know of in the industry hands you people to the volume I would. If you show me,
which is the way this works. That's how it's always worked, dude, is help people build their business. Think about this too. They don't got to compete with you. That was the key. A lot of these companies out there, these guys are working at a company. I worked at a company where when somebody came in, I could have actually recruited you. But if you somehow found your way to them, they just take you from them and be like, so they would actually compete with you. You at Real are going like, hey, when they come in, I'll go ahead and move them, put them, help you build your business. As long as you're working hard, selling your life insurance, recruiting agents, building a business, you're not competing with them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to take everybody direct to me. Of course you are.
And I'm helping them.
You're not going to cannibalize your own company.
But how important is, like, if I'm an agent out there and I'm recruiting and building a team.
It's huge.
And someone could hand me a team 10 times bigger overnight with quality people. By the way, I track quality people, do I not?
Yeah, you do.
Entrepreneurial
100%.
types. People willing to work, put in the work ethic.
Yeah.
I just got another guy named Justin Cross. Wait till you meet that dude. He's got... I'm telling you, man.
I know
we are embryonic.
I believe you.
And I'm putting the final things in place. And once it's in place, Shawn,
I believe
it's going to blow up and explode. We're going to have those big 20,000 person events, and it'll be a fucking pleasure. Hey, and by the way, I always get people from FFL saying, "Well, what's the difference?" And I say, "Well, really, there is no difference." I said, "I made a deal with FFL, so we're all kind of doing the same thing.
On the same team.
But if you can't make it at FFL, you can't make it at Real.
Correct.
And vice versa. Like,
amen.
If you can't make it at Real, you ain't making it at FFL.
Dude. We don't do it that way.
Yeah, and if you can't make it at FFL and you're like, well, I'm going to go to Real because Brad's cool. Look, dude, being a cool person at the fucking helm is not necessarily going to do shit for you.
Correct.
You know, you got to put the fucking work in. And that's why I keep telling people, my responsibility is to give you a ladder that's sturdy and goes where I tell you it goes. Your job is to climb the fucker.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to climb the ladder, move so someone else can get up.
That's right.
Bitch.
Get out of the way, bro.
End of story.
Amen.
Hey, but anyway, I always welcome you back any old time. Number
Appreciate
one,
you,
again, it's none of my business. I just assume, dude, you got to be close to a billionaire. No,
I'm not broke.
You're going to be a billionaire for sure one of these days.
We'll see.
You think?
Through everything, we'll figure it out. That's
what
been
do you
one
think?
Do I think I could get there if I choose to? Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Do you choose to? Are you because normally with your kind of money, I would freaking like be what I call fat and happy. Meaning, dude, I ain't going to no fucking meeting with 12 people in Argentina.
Dude.
Fuck you. Like,
Dude,
just recruit them, pussy.
I'm just going to work.
But I know I see you everywhere talking at
it.
normal ass events.
I love it.
Do
Dude,
people realize who you are and what you've accomplished?
I just want to help people, man. I don't know whether they
when you
realize
walk in
how
there,
big it is or not.
Do you walk in there? When you walk in those rooms, do people say, dude, this dude is this dude? Or you just start talking to people like?
I just start talking to people. Do I care less? I just want, I'll be honest with you, it's uncomfortable. I don't want anybody, meaning like, I just want to work. I want to be part of the team. I want to help out. I don't do it for any other reason. I'll be honest with you. Everybody's different. I don't get off on like, get up and do this. I worked at companies where everybody would like idolize the people that did well. And I was at a company where I did well, I guess. And I was always like, dude, I just want to help people, man. I want to compete. I am interested in winning and smoking people. Always have been. I want to compete. I love to compete. I want to keep score. But, at some point I was listening to a guy one day. This was about 12 years ago in a meeting. He was a CEO of a massive company, Fortune 100 company. And he said, I was walking through the office the other day. He said, and there was some trash on the floor. And he said, I reached over and picked it up. And he said, that's my problem. And we were walking through the office. So what's that? He goes, everybody's above everything. The minute you get above what you were doing to get here, dude, your company will slow down, die. It's a disaster. And I just never forgot that. So me, I'm not above doing anything. You know what I mean? Like you said about life insurance, dude, I'd love to go out there. And I love what we do. But meetings anywhere, like we have grand openings. We have, 400 some odd offices around the country, dude. I go to everything.
Well,
I don't say no.
We come to our meetings. I'm going to start doing them downstairs.
Dude, I'll come to any meeting you have anytime.
It doesn't even matter how many people are there. What do you prefer though? If I put like 500 people in a room?
Dude, 500 people would be great. 5,000 or 5.
How many do you think will convert? Is it an opportunity meeting we're putting on?
It's a business development meeting, which is an opportunity meeting. If you get 500 people in there, why can't we convert a couple hundred of them?
And like, are there like, for example, I go and pick 100 agents that all are really writing agents. I can tell. I pay for them to fly out here.
Yep.
Take them on a golf course. All they got to do is listen to me pitch.
Correct.
Them on fucking.
Why would they
switching
not
their
do
flag.
it? Why would they not do it?
Why wouldn't they?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'll fly myself out here and golf with them.
But I'm trying to figure out why someone would
I'll
say
pick them up on the way.
Why would someone leave here and go?
Brad, if they got a big enough team, I'll pick them up for you and bring them to Real Financial. Yeah. I'll fly and pick them up.
We'll do that.
How about that? Then they don't have to go through TSA either.
How big the team need to be?
You tell me. What do you want? 30 people, 50 people, 100 people?
Hey, folks, just reach out to bradlee.com/agent and fill that shit out so you're on my list and we can talk. And then I'll figure out if Shawn's going to come get you in the plane.
Let's do it, dude.
Dude, how fast that plane go?
700 miles an hour.
And you
easy.
can literally get up, and you do. You get up and bounce around like it's a car.
I do LA to Boca in 3 hours and 35 minutes.
But you pop around like it's a fucking car. Like most people get up their car and drive, around town. You get up and fly around the country.
Correct.
Like 100%. It's a fucking car.
100%. Dude, I love it.
Where do you live?
Boca Raton.
So you're out on a beach.
Yeah, I'm on the water. Love it.
Chilling and loving life.
Working, loving life. Doing my thing.
But yet still fucking giving back.
100%. Why not?
Crazy.
Can't stop, dude.
What can the bomb squad do for you? Because you're always out helping people. How can we support you?
We just want to build it. We want to build the business, build the brand, man. They can follow me on Instagram so they can learn about Real and everything else we're doing and working on to help people because we want to make a massive difference in the world. So Shawn.Meaike, SHAWN.MEAIKE.
Folks, on Instagram mainly.
Instagram, great.
Like, is that what you prefer?
Yes.
When people are DMing you? Because I'm like Instagram. I don't do Facebook.
Me
much.
neither. Instagram.
Or Twitter.
I'm not either.
I'll tweet, but like I don't read tweet and I don't answer tweets. Like I'm on Instagram.
I'm Instagram, dude.
Folks, follow him on Instagram. Do him a favor. You ain't got a book or nothing either, do you?
I ain't got no book yet.
Why don't you do
Should
a
I write
book?
one? I'm going to write a
dude,
book.
You fucking started Family First Life.
Want me to write a book? I'll write a book.
I do.
Okay, then I'm going to write one. Will you have me on here to promote it?
Of course I will.
Help me sell it?
Dude, you'll sell it. I absolutely will.
We're going to give a bunch of the money to the Dream Center when we do it.
Oh, that's another thing I was going to say. Dude, I fucking was reading some shit. You're giving away millions here
Dream
and there.
Center,
Like, what are you doing? What's that
Dream
about?
Center. Pastor Matthew, my buddy in East LA, launched a church about 25 years ago. His dad left him on the side of the road down in East LA, down by God, where's he at? Echo Park. I mean, different world. And that guy has built a program helping homeless people, emancipated minors, domestic violence victims, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. Dude, I just fell in love with the program, fell in love with the testimonials. He don't take no government money. He does his deal. It's all purely money he raises. This year, Family First Life and the people we work with we gave over, I think, like $1.3 million to him. That was like probably the best thing we've ever done, and we want to keep doing that. We're getting ready to do a Kick for Kids event there too. We're getting shoes. I think thousands of pairs of shoes to kids that couldn't afford it. Busing kids in for a holiday party. Brought in snow and reindeer, and down in LA it was unbelievable, dude. Santa and a bunch of other stuff. So it's been gifts for everybody that comes in the neighborhood. They line up, dude, for hours, and we have hundreds of thousands of people come through. So dreamcenter.org, man. Pastor Matthew's one of my buddies, my favorite people in the world, and he's just opened my eyes. I walked in there 4 years ago with a group of people that are really wealthy. I was by far the least wealthiest person that even thought about being in this meeting. It was about 100 people, and I called him afterwards and I said, hey man, that changed my life. How much did they donate to you? And he said, what do you mean? I said, how much those guys are all like so rich? Like, what did they get for walking through? He said, he got real weird. He goes, well, what does that matter? I go, it matters because I'm asking you. And like, you like a pastor, why don't you just tell me the truth? And he got really said, well, I didn't ask him for nothing. I said, they didn't give you anything. I said, I'm going to quit working with them and start working with you. And that was it. I never turned back. And he is the things he does for the community and for the people, dude. If you are in anywhere near LA and you want to go through this place, he got this place. He's been offered, God, hundreds of millions of dollars. One of the most iconic buildings in LA. They redid the whole thing. And him and his dad, Tommy, Pastor Tommy Barnett, he was the one that they bought it from the Catholic Church for, God, $2 million or something. It was a godsend. And I filmed a bunch of movies there. There's movies you've seen that were filmed there. And but you need to walk through it and see it. He's one of the coolest guys in the world. And he's a worker. Talk about working. He's a worker.
So can the Bomb Squad donate at dreamcenter.org?
Dude, dreamcenter.org. Please help him out, man. It goes to a great place. You'll love it. He's a great dude. Hey, you want to donate? You want to go meet him? You want to see him? You want to see this unbelievable building they got there and the thousands? And I think I want to guess at how many thousands of meals they serve a day. They just put these trucks on the street, go out there and serve the community. And it's really been the most humbling thing I've ever been part of, to watch what they do over there.
Well, next time you go in there, let me know, and I'll make sure Real Financial divvies in.
Dude, I'd love that. You need to go out there and see it too.
Bomb Squad, if you guys can freaking get down with that, go to dreamcenters.org, give a little donation. Otherwise, follow Shawn at Shawn.Meaike on Instagram. Peace.
Dropping bombs with the real Bradley. Subscribe now.